All right, guys, how's it going? So in this morning's briefing, I think I said, I hope that we're not talking too much about Ruben Amorim today. I've got a few things I'd like to be doing, like behind the scenes and that. It's match day, right? I thought maybe Portugal might be a little bit quiet today. There's reasons for that, but we'll be here forever if I try and explain to you why I'd come to that conclusion. I didn't know about, scheduled press conferences that Ruben Amorim would possibly be asked questions about. I don't follow Portuguese football. So we did, I have done a couple of videos about Ruben Amorim today, which are self-explanatory, and just dismissing that message, sorry guys. And during one of those videos, right at the very end, some quotes came out. And I was like, right, okay, we need to address it in the next video, which we did. And in that video, I said to you, you need to be, we need to be a little bit cautious because there was two lots of quotes or two different versions circulating online. So some accounts on X, for example, were including just the naughty quotes and some were including more detailed quotes. And I'm now going to give you the exact quotes which we didn't have earlier. Does that make sense? Right, this is how we're going to do it. So we're going to log on to the Cot Talk members website. And on the Cot Talk members website, there is a thread titled Ruben Amorim Latest Claims. Right. Bear with me, because I've got a lot of stuff to read here. Or shall I just go straight to the quotes? Yes, let's go straight to the quotes. And then I don't have to keep you waiting. Let's see if we can wing it this way. So, the latest quotes from Amorim today. Pedro the Parrot, right? He said, there was no interview with LFC or total agreement. That's what he said, Pedro the Parrot, right? And I think those quotes are a little bit naughty, right? Because he says, or total agreement. And I think that leaves it open for interpretation. So okay, there's not, I don't know. I just think some fans might think, hang on a minute, there's not total agreement, but there's some kind of agreement. Do you know what I mean? It just sounded a bit like, oh, all right, yeah, that's leaving the door open a little bit. But then at the same time, Fabrizio Romano, Mo Salah, I can't be asked to shout it, I'm tired, right? Fabrizio Romano put this version out, way more than Pedro the Parrot in Portugal, right? And said, Fabrizio said, I did not meet Liverpool for any interview, and there's no agreement. It's not true. I'm sporting manager. I want to win here, and I didn't meet any club. Nothing has been agreed. Stop with this story. This is the last time I speak about my future. So that's quite a different version to Pedro the Parrot, who is in Portugal, right? So the Pedro the Parrot, in my opinion, is doing a more sensational thing. And I think in the video I did earlier, if you really should watch the videos, but maybe you can't watch them all, I did say, look, I'm more inclined to go with what Fabrizio is saying here. Because just this Pedro guy is just, anyway. So, a very nice chap in the comments on here said as follows. He's Portuguese, and he's given us all of the quotes. And I'm going to read them to you. So now you've got someone that's saying, I'm Portuguese, this is what was actually said. And then you can see how things get twisted, right? I'm Portuguese, I will tell you what he said. Do not trust this biased translation, all right? Which, Pedro the Parrot, that kind of thing. Amorim said, this is the last time I'm going to talk about my future. There's no agreement and I did not meet with anyone from Liverpool. I'm completely focused on winning the championship for Sporting. The only club on my mind is Sporting and I will defend it the best I can. For the last time, there will not be any meeting or agreement with any club. And then this chap, Solnus the Great is his username in the comments. Thank you, Solnus. He said, I know this guy needs to ride the hype train, but don't lie. In other words, like, we know a journalist has got to ride the hype, raise the profile or whatever, but don't lie. So this is someone that's Portuguese saying, chatting shit, basically, which is what I was warning you about. What I noticed from Pedro de Parrot today was Pedro de Parrot is a Portuguese journalist in Portugal covering Portuguese football for Portugal football fans for a Portuguese audience, all right? But he chose to, on his social media, post in English about what Ruben Amorim was apparently saying for the fans of Liverpool Football Club. And one of those posts that he put out today, think about this for a minute. He put out, I can find it if you want me to find it. I know it delays things a little bit, but even if I prepared for this, guys, there would be so many different things that I would have to have open on my phone or whatever. He put out in English, right? Ruben Amorim has already made a decision but won't announce it yet. Portuguese coach will leave Sporting at the end of the season regardless of whether he wins titles or not. It's the end of the road for Amorim ahead of Sporting. Official statement after the last game. So he's this guy that reports on Portuguese football and Sporting, etc., for Portuguese speakers, fans in that country. He's not addressing. The manager's leaving Sporting, but instead of addressing them, he's addressing us. So he's going for the English audience. Do you see what I mean? And I said this from the off. I mean, it's not conclusive proof, but why would you not update the Sporting fans that want to know that their manager's leaving at the end of the season? So his tweet, if you think about it, it's for us, for English-speaking Liverpool supporters, which is the audience, which is what I think he's trying to grow. Now, I know some of you that maybe have stumbled on my video for the first time, probably thinking, well, but when someone's trying to grow an audience, it can weaken the things that they're claiming because they provide so many, like, they'll make a claim and then 2 days later deny it. So they make up a rumour and then deny the rumour, even though they created it. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't want people to, fall for it, if you know what I mean. And I think I've been right with this. So he addresses everyone in English. And then later, an hour later, I think it was, don't know, he retweets a Portuguese tweet, media outlet, which I assume he contributed. I don't know, it might be the one that he works for, I can't remember. But he retweets it in Portuguese where it's saying, let me translate it. Ruben Amorim will leave Sporting CP at the end of the season with or without titles won this season, says Pedro Sepulveda, Pedro de Parra. So he's retweeting that. That's the first time that his Portuguese audience that he normally addresses is aware of what he's claiming. Does that make any fucking sense to you? Anything what I'm saying? Now, I want to show you something and I hope you can see it. So on X, can you see this? Right, you don't need to read it, but there's a tweet there. You can see this, right? There we go. You can see it pretty clear, right? I want to make sure my grinder notifications don't appear at the top. Right. So there's the tweet that he put out. And this one is the one that says he's made a decision, won't announce it yet. He's definitely leaving Sporting at the end of the season. Official statement after the last game. Right? If you scroll down, you won't see this if you're just a normal X user. Can you see this bit? I'll see if I can get it to... Only visible to contributors. Right? Rate proposed community notes. This means someone is calling him out. I don't know who it is because community notes are anonymous. You have a username, like a nickname, like a random name. And I am a community notes volunteer because I like X. It's a great platform. Although I don't think I've ever pulled anyone up on, I wouldn't see something I didn't believe on X and then try and put a community note on it to advise people it was fake news. Because that's not my, you know what I mean? We do that on here. So I'm not really interested in what people on X think. You know what I mean? My loyalty is to you. So, but I am a community notes volunteer. So if I see something to do with something that's happened here or something political or something that I have knowledge of, I can flag it and go, that's not actually true. And that's what someone's doing here. So if you were to view his post, unless you are a community notes volunteer with X, you won't see this. And it says only visible to contributors. I don't know which way that's round to you, okay? And basically, I'm being asked from me, because I'm a community notes volunteer, I'm being asked, is it helpful? Rate it. I can now say what that person is pulling that journalist up on is true, yes, no, include whatever. And I'm not going to read it all to you, but this contributor has said, Ruben Amorim did not state this after his last game or after this thing or whatever. And then there are 2 links included for the consideration of people that want to review it. In other words, he didn't say that, here's links to it, or whatever. I'm not reading it all, it's irrelevant. But someone thinks he's chatting shit is basically what that means. So, what's the reason for the video? The reason for the video is earlier, when we spoke about these things, we weren't sure who said what. So I said to you, be careful, because what you should do if you use social media and you follow any accounts that, the Liverpool accounts and the like, you should look to see which version they put out. Did they go with the dramatic total agreement has not been made, right? Or did they go with Fabrizio Romano's, which seemed more sincere, but was still not actually correct? But we have to allow for translations in some of these things. But he did give, a decent update, whereas Pedro the Parrot gave a little bit. And you should look at those Liverpool accounts to see which one, or which ones are, plural, are being more accurate. I don't want to use the word honest because it makes it sound like people are deceiving you. I do think some accounts deliberately deceive to gain awareness for their own accounts. Does that make sense? Some fans will just, they'll just go, oh, that's what's being said, because they'll trust Pedro the Parrot and they're not as intelligent as you and I. That's the reality. They don't necessarily mean to mislead anyone, but they don't look at what they're putting out there, whereas I check every single fucking thing for you guys, and especially for the members on the website. So it's always good to see who's putting the bullshit out there, because then you might want to reassess who you're following or who you're giving time to. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you don't give a fuck, right? But casual viewers stumbling on my video for the first time, I probably don't care. But I know that my audience, in general, does, because they like the wrath of facts. Do you know what I mean? They want to make sure, what they're hearing is the most accurate version. Would you not agree? And that's what I try to do here. I try to use my experience and other things to try and work out what's true and what's not. Now, in an earlier video today, when we were touched on Ruben Amorim, I said to you that Pedro, without going on the members' website, I'll be here all day, but if you were to go on the Cop Talk members' website, and you don't need to do that, it's not a ploy to get you on the members' website, but if you are a Cop Talk VIP member, there is a thread on there, Ruben Amorim, latest, whatever, quotes, blah, 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 and every single fucking thing that we've found to do with it is listed in chronological order. Now, a couple of days ago, Pedro the Parrot went in pretty deep, hooray, and with some claims, but then quickly appeared to step back from those claims. And we discussed that at the time. I can't remember exactly what he said. it was probably to do with Liverpool agents, or Liverpool will be meeting with Ruben Amorim next week. Or was it on Monday? So I can't remember. You guys are right. It doesn't matter. But he made some claims. And I remember saying to you at the time, you know, this stuff is obviously coming from the Ruben Amorim's agent, if accurate, if we're to believe him. I'm not saying everything that, I should say Ruben, Pedro the Parrot is saying. I'm not saying everything he says is bullshit, but I do feel that a lot of it is to raise his own profile. Do you know what I mean? But I said to you, it's obvious, if any of it's true, it's coming from Amorim's agent. He made those claims. He then sort of stepped back a bit. And I think I said to you guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool have said, hang on a minute, we're not fucking, you know, this is disrespectful. You know, we're having private meetings and Parrot Boy there, he can't fucking shut up. We're not telling him that because we don't want to do anything. We don't want to derail Sporting's thing. We also don't want to make things difficult to try and land this guy if we decide to do it. I'm sure I said that a few days ago. If I didn't, I'm saying it now. So, in a video earlier today, when all this shit was going on earlier, when there was a bit of confusion as to what was actually said, I said to you, today, or the message that Parrot Boy and Amorim have said is, no talks have taken place. And I said earlier today, Amorim's agent, in my opinion, has said to Parrot Boy, right, Pedro the Parrot, you need to shut your fucking mouth. Ruben, when you address the media today, you need to say that there hasn't been these talks, right? So the two people denying the talks now, even though Pedro the Parrot, I know this is confusing, but Pedro the Parrot previously said, oh, there's going to be talks, they're going to meet, blah, blah, blah. But then he rewound, and he's now saying, no, it didn't happen. Amorim himself saying, no, it didn't happen, right? Where's that? Why have them two gone that way? Because the agent has said, in my opinion, this is purely opinion, right? The agent has said, Liverpool fucking fuming. You need to fucking put a different message out. Told you not to fucking say that. Fucking idiot. Ruben, when you speak to the media, you need to be clear about it, that there hasn't been these talks. Because, think about this. Running commentary from Portugal, but not from Born Again Joyce at the Times, Paul Joyce, in case you don't know, or David Ornstein, the only two journalists that you need to listen to regarding Liverpool Football Club. We listen to Fabrizio Romano, but I don't even consider him a journalist, really. But he's great. I like Fabrizio. Some people think he's, you know, he helps clubs and stuff like that. But that's by the by. We still listen to him. He gets stuff right. You know, he's good. He's great, right? But specifically, credible journalism that's not just about every motherfucking club in the world and every single thing in football. You're looking at Born Again Joyce at the moment, and because he's born again since Edwards come back, he can't shut Joyce up with all the things that were happening with Richard Hughes and that, and obviously David Ornstein for obvious reasons. Some of, you know, if you follow my channels, you know where these two guys are getting their info from or whatever, right? Who? But Ornstein and Joyce, they're not providing running commentary of what they're being told from Liverpool, right? When we say being told by Liverpool, we mean their contacts with Born Again Joyce. You know, we know, we can't prove, but we think we know, right? And why is that? Because Liverpool don't want to be disrespectful. Liverpool, you know, even though you have different owners over the years, it still has an ethos that, like, you know, we're Liverpool, we're going to do things right. The owners will be told about this. You know what I mean? No, this is it. Look, you know, the fans don't like this. This is how we work, right? Liverpool don't provide running commentary. If Liverpool, Joyce and Ornstein, especially Joyce, will know, in my opinion, almost everything that's going on with this situation. I think they know a lot, right? But they can't say, right? Now, you might think journalists can. They can't, because they risk their contacts at the club and also friendships, and friendships are important, right? I know about this. I think there's been too much running commentary coming from Pedro de Parrot, which is the agent of Amorim, that Liverpool have spoke up and said, look, we're not happy with this. This has got to stop, right? And I think that's why Pedro and Amorim have said, all right, no talks, right? Amorim still left the door open, don't worry, do you know what I mean? Like, he hasn't said, I can fucking categorically tell you, blah, 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 right? I can't remember who it was on the stream today. It's not what they say, it's what they don't say, right? If Sporting season is derailed, their title challenge, right? Who's going to get blamed for it? Liverpool, right? Liverpool. And it creates so many fucking problems. First of all, their fans will fucking hate us forever, right? All right, the executives might not give a fuck about that, but I think some people do, right? The reputation of the club. But more importantly, from the executives' point of view, if they want to appoint Ruben Amorim as manager, things become very different. Because Sporting will be aggressive. We lost our title because you fuckers derailing things. We know about your fucking meeting in Madrid. We know about this that's gone on here. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Right? So, yeah, there might be a release clause of X verbally between us, but no, you can get to fuck. Right? What I mean is, upset them, ruin their season, create problems for them, and they become hostile, right? Now, if there's a legal agreement that says this manager can be released for X, then they can't do shit about that, right? But what they can do is hurt us in other ways. And when Ruben Amorim comes to Liverpool, right, if all goes to plan, he might want to bring someone with him. And part of them negotiations, when he exits the club, might have them kind of, you know, agreements there. Like, we lost our title challenge because this all went pear-shaped, the distraction, the underhand tactics. Liverpool could get reported. You can fuck right off. You're not having an RCO. Or if you want an RCO, you're going to pay a lot fucking more than anybody else. It really is. It's what happens, guys. Now, listen, you could say to me now, yeah, but don't you just speculate? Well, of course I'm just speculating. No one's ringing me up and telling me. But you've got to look at the facts, as Rafa would say. Now, yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, the Portuguese media reported that Sporting Lisbon officials were getting tired of the constant fucking link with Liverpool. You might have seen other clubs thrown in there. You know, some journalists might want to make it sound like it's not just Liverpool. It's Chelsea and Man United as well. But it's Liverpool, right? That was the first indicator that things might start getting a bit bumpy to me, because that's what they said in Portugal. I've got the screenshots. They're on my phone. I'm not gonna fucking look for them. I have got so much stuff that I do not even go over with you guys. Hussam, you're a legend. He keeps me in the loop with a lot of things. But it was said in the Portuguese media that they were getting annoyed now, right? And we've seen this happen before with Liverpool when they were trying to sign players in it before. Virgil van Dijk, do you remember all that? And all of a sudden we weren't interested anymore, do you remember? Right? So, there's mutterings in the media over there. We're not happy with this, with what's going on. Pedro the Parrot rewinds. No, there haven't been no talks, even though it was him that said there was going to be talks. Whatever. Ruben Amorim comes out today and says, no more. What is it? Stop the, don't want to talk about it anymore. To me, it's just an obvious thing that this has happened. And I think Liverpool have said, you know what? This isn't how we conduct our business. We're trying to respect another football club that's caught up in a title chase. We're willing to do what's right. We're hanging around. we're not going to make, we're not going to lie about this. We're interested in this manager, but he's got his campaign and whatnot. Because if Liverpool were disrespectful, Joyce and Ornstein would be doing the same as Pedro de Parra, and they're not. So, would I be surprised if born-again Joyce or Ornstein came out tonight and said Liverpool end interest in Ruben Amorim? I would not be surprised if I saw that. I wouldn't necessarily believe it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it. Because I think it could go sour. So if you want Ruben Amorim to be your manager of Liverpool Football Club, I would be keeping an eye on Sporting's games and hope they win that fucking league. Because it could get a bit tricky or a bit hostile. Do you know what I mean? If it dies down, the running commentary from Pedro de Parra, which means that the agent has shut up, unless Pedro's just making his own shit up at them points, then maybe everything will be all right. And if it goes quiet, then maybe that's it. Maybe the issue's sorted. I know it's 26 minutes long. I know, but how the fuck can you condense that into 3 minutes? You just can't. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I know what I mean in my head, but I find it hard to explain it sometimes. And there's so many different bits, and sometimes I'll stop the video and go, oh, I left that bit out, man, fuck. I'm trying to get around it all. But if I start writing notes, I'm going to say this, and I read it from a script, then it's not really, like, real. Well, it is, but in. Because then I'm no different to, hey, what's up, guys? We're here to talk about the Reds. All these fucking idiots. You've seen them. As far as I'm concerned on here, it's about quality, as Rafa would say, quality than quantity. Because I think you'd find that these, hey, what's up, guys? They want tens and hundreds of thousands of people. I don't want them people, because I know them people are thick as two short planks. Because they don't get it, they're gullible as fuck. I know that we have a smaller following, but we have quality. Hey, for sure. And I wouldn't change that for the world. The reason for the video is to tell you, earlier today, we weren't sure about the quotes. We now have someone saying in Portuguese, don't believe that shite, is telling porkies. This is what was actually said. There's a good reason to make the video. To tell you that Pedro de Parra's fucking claims have been community noted. Whether it's true or not, what is being pulled up on, I don't know. But he's been community noted. Someone thinks he's chatting shit. To try and put it all together, I'm trying to tell you what I think is going on. The mutterings in the press the other day that Sporting were becoming unhappy with Liverpool. Well, they didn't quote Liverpool, but obviously. I think that Liverpool have expressed some concerns to the agent of Ruben Amorim, which is why we then saw Pedro de Parra retract, and why you've seen Ruben Amorim today say that, basically say the same thing. Because those two men, Pedro and Ruben, are obviously the two that are talking to the agent. And they've now tried to put a different message out there. All right? That's it. If you don't like my video, go and watch Hey, What's Up? All right? So that's it. I hope I've explained. I ain't got a fucking clue if I've done that right or not. Right, we're going to go live on here tonight, an hour before kickoff. All right, we did go live this afternoon. Thanks to those of you that came along. We had a right good fucking laugh on the stream this afternoon. You guys are amazing. When I say you guys, I mean the ones that watch all my videos, watch all the streams, even the morning briefings. Yeah, we're good. Right, if you appreciate the effort, even if you're confused to fuck, give me a thumbs up. Do you know what? I don't really give a fuck if anyone gives a thumbs up or not, to be honest with you. And when people thumbs down, it just makes me fucking laugh that someone actually sat there and went, I'm going to thumbs down that. Why would you do that? Do you know what I mean? I don't understand that, mate. The amount of videos I've watched on here over the years and go, what the fuck fuck is that shit? Do you know what I mean? Why would you? I don't understand it. I think it says something about your head, to be honest. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe it's an age thing or something. I don't know. But the kids say to say thumbs up. So I don't give a fuck. You don't see that when my video starts. You don't see one of them little thumbs go up on screen, a little ping and a ping, subscribe. Do you? I don't know how to do it. I won't do it if I could fucking do it anyway. I ain't got time for that shite. But I'm just saying, it just says if you want a thumbs up, thumbs up. I'd rather have a girl. When I say a girl, I mean a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from Yorkshire. We call women girls. Say, all right, girls, how's it going? You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. I don't want a woman in her 20s or something like that. Even that's too young for me. My mates, right, back home in my age group, they want birds about 35 and that now. I'm like, you're fucking 35. 30 years old. Look, yeah, but don't look at her. It's like, she's never cooked a Yorkshire pudding in her fucking life. It's no good to me, is it? No. I like a bit mature women, mate. In fact, every woman I've had a serious relationship with has been older than me. When I was 50, no, it doesn't matter. Right, yeah, so thumbs up, girls, just thumbs up. All right, I don't mind a thumb. It depends if you've got them big nails on or not, whatever, you know what I mean? But please leave me a comment. Yeah, please leave me a comment. If you're offended, please thumbs down the video. What else? If you want to buy me a coffee, because that really pisses them off, hit the super thanks button. Hit the super thanks button, upset everyone. Read the video description, join the newsletter. The newsletter is going to be mint this summer, right? It is. And at some point, I'm going to say, I've just sent an update out on the newsletter and I'll just stop it so no one else can sign up. And you'll be there, you'll be going, fucking, I wish I'd listened to what I've done. So get on that fucking newsletter. I don't sell anything at all. Never once have I done anything like that on there. I might do one day, just to wind you all up. Sell you products about how to shave your nuts and all that, like all these other. Hey, what's up, guys? Before we talk about the Reds today, I'm gonna show you how to shave your nuts. Thought my battery run out, and that'd have been no good, would it? It'd have been all I'm bleeding in agony now. What else? Oh yeah, in the video description, you can also join our chat room and connect with me on social media. That's it. There you go. Look at that, 32 fucking minutes. I tell you what, you get more attention than women in my life. It's fucking true. Yeah, but the liver birds never let me down. Women come and go. Liver bird, don't come and go. Stays forever. Hooray. Right, see you in a bit. Watch out for Pedro the fucking parrot.